A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. We can do better. A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. It's an absolute joy, honor, and pleasure to be here this evening. Let me kick this evening off with a favorite story of mine. There was a little boy about 6 years old who came to a balloon seller who was selling balloons on the street. And he asked the balloon seller, "Uncle, will this red balloon go up in the air?" The balloon seller said, "Of course, it will." He said, "And the blue one?" 100% it will. "The pink one?" "Most certainly it will." And you know how kids can be. They can ask funny questions, and I give funny answers as well. A 4-year-old once came to a shopkeeper and said to the shopkeeper, "Girl," he said, "Uncle, मैं कैसी लगती हूँ?" 4-year-old girl. The shopkeeper said, "बहुत प्यारी लगती हो बिटिया." He said, "तो अंकल मैं बड़ी हो जाऊंगी तो आप मेरी शादी आपके बेटे से करेंगे?" The shopkeeper said, "जरूर करेंगे बिटिया." He said, "तो अंकल फिर अपने होने वाली बहू को एक फ्री डेयरी मिल्क नहीं देंगे?" Children, very innocent, charming, clever, smart. They can ask funny questions and they can give funny answers too. A teacher in class asked a 6-year-old, "Which state of India are you from?" He said, "I'm from Arunachal Pradesh, madam." She said, "Can you spell it for me?" He said, "I'm from Goa, actually." Who spells Arunachal Pradesh? Kids are kids, aren't they? This little boy asked, "Will the pink balloon go up? Will the red balloon go up? Will the black balloon go up? Will the blue balloon go up?" The exasperated balloon seller said, "Look, darling, the balloons don't go up in the air based on their colors. The balloons go up in the air based on what's filled inside of them. The gas, the air, that's what takes the balloons to the heights of success." Boys and girls, the class of 2023, we are all different colored balloons with different abilities, different skill sets, different backgrounds, different upbringings, different family cultures, different traditions, different opportunities, different resources, different challenges. We all have a very different outside. But guess what? Everybody who has reached the heights of success and has made a mark in the world hasn't ever done it based on the color of the balloon, hasn't ever done it based on resources, hasn't ever done it based on opportunities, hasn't ever done it based on skills, hasn't ever done it based on what they've just learned in school, college, and universities. These are all the colors of the balloons, and extremely important. Everybody who has left a mark in the world and has made the world a better place are the ones who had the right kind of gas filled inside their balloons. As we sort our outside, it is very, very crucial and important to fix our inside, because only those who have their inside sorted and inside fixed have reached high up in the sky. Which is why, don't they say, it's not our aptitude, but our attitude that decides our altitude in our life. Yes, we definitely need aptitude. Our schools, our universities, our teachers have given us the aptitude, but along with that, they've also given us the right attitude by their own example. Our families have given us the right attitude by their own example. When you see an iceberg, you see only the tip of the iceberg on the surface of the water, don't we? The achievements of others, their success, their popularity, their achievements, their accolades, their wealth, their money, their fancy cars, their homes, their fancy vacations and holidays is all the tip of the iceberg, what we say. But right underneath that surface is a huge, humongous iceberg, which is unseen to the eyes of the world. The world sees the tip of the iceberg, the money, the popularity, the success, the achievements. What we do fail to see is the huge iceberg underneath the surface of the water, the failures, the patience, the determination, the grit, the courage, the troubles, the struggles, the resilience, the tenacity. All of these is what makes that little tip sustainable and seen to the world as you are now going to embark on your new journey. And as you work on achieving that tip of the iceberg, my prayer today is that may you never forget the unseen. Take inspiration from your heroes, from your role models, from your families, from your teachers, and learn. As a humongous iceberg underneath that surface of the water that's responsible for the tip of the iceberg to remain there. Remember always, it takes a lot of sleepless nights to become an overnight success. And therefore, here's the first principle that I want to share with all of you today. If you want to get the seen, focus and work on the unseen. If you want the tip to be up there, focus on the huge iceberg underneath the surface. If you want your balloon, the beautiful colored balloon, to soar high up, focus on what's filled inside as well. How many of you love going on a holiday? All of us? How many of you love traveling? Oh, okay, I must put my hand down. I hate traveling. Because in a year, sometimes I end up taking over 300 to 325 flights. That's insanity when it comes to traveling. And you can have all kinds of experiences when you travel. Like I was flying once and the stewardess comes up to me. I'm not going to mention the airline. The stewardess comes up to me and says, "Welcome on board, sir. We guarantee takeoff." I said, "Landing, madam?" She said, "You're a monk, isn't it? It's important to pray." Oh, takeoffs and landings. The three biggest fears people had back in the day were, number one, the fear of public speaking. Anybody here? Okay. Number two was the fear of death. Anybody here? Okay. Number three was the fear of flying on an airplane. I guess that's why they call an airport a terminal. Possibly. Possibly. Oh, and those three fears have now been replaced with three biggest fears today. Number one, battery of the smartphone dying. Number two, poor Wi-Fi signal. And number three, that wheel on your phone which says still buffering when you're watching a Netflix show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in my experience of travel, I hate travel because it's just so much of it. But how long can you keep saying, "I hate it, I hate it, I hate it"? I don't know, when do we stop this self-defeating talk? I hate this subject, I hate leaving home, I hate going here, I hate doing this, I hate. This self-defeating talk stops us from reaching where we want to reach in our lives. I have traveled to the United States. I said, right, I'm like, do insane stuff. I am an insane guy. I remember going to the US once, flying to New York City, and then going to Orlando for a talk. I was in the US for 16 hours. I flew for 22 hours to be in the US for 16 hours and got back to Mumbai for another function. And in 6 days after that, I flew back to New York City, 17 and a half hours, to be there for 48 hours and come back again for a function in Mumbai. 3 days after that, I flew back again to Chicago to be there for 36 hours to come back to Mumbai. And at the immigration, there was an Afro-American gentleman sitting there. He said, "Why don't you just stay, young man? You're just zipping in and out all the time." And guess what I learned? when you're traveling so much, 17 and a half hours of flight, Mumbai to New York. We're all looking forward to reach the destination when the flight lands. But in looking forward to the destination, very often, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we forget to enjoy the journey. What a sheer waste of 17 and